Yeah, what's up? What's happening? Welcome in. It's Boston has entered the chest.
Woo! Clap it up. Remember when Drake May said, clap it up for the defense. Clap it up. Clap it up for Boston has entered the chat.
Made it to Friday. He's Travis Thomas. I'm George Bilecki. We got a packed show for you guys. We'll go through what's trending, including the beef between Jaylen Brown and Nike continuing. Christian Barmore back for the team. We'll preview the Rams matchup with the Patriots.
Yep.
Take a look at Sunday Night Football. And we have a very special guest, Brad Park, joining the show. Adam Pellerin interviewed him, a legend of hockey, the Rangers and the Bruins. We'll talk about all that and more. T, let's get into what's trending. And as you guys know, new thing we're doing. We got a timer on the screen.
Yes.
We got a buzzer in our ears. And for those of you listening and driving, so we'll pull up the timer, 3 minutes per topic. Let's start. Get the timer going.
I respect the timer every time.
Not. Shut up. Second time I told you shut up on this show.
Already.
Nike takes childish shot at Jaylen Brown after Giannis Antetokounmpo's 59-point game. So Nike basically tweeting out that there's nothing childish about him. 59 for the Greek Freak after he dropped 59 points on the Pistons.
Lame.
And then Jaylen Brown clapped back and said, basically, you guys are weird for this.
Yes, he's right. He said, you guys have weird energy. And he's absolutely right because this subject was over. This beef was done. We watched this during the summer. There's Jaylen Brown's tweet. Y'all got weird energy. And he's absolutely right. This was buried over Dunsky. And then Nike had to go run their big, fat, rich mouths and tweet that. And it's like, for what, bruh? Giannis did that against the Pistons. That's nothing to do with Jaylen Brown.
It's 59 points.
I get it,
And
but
it's
I'm
your
just
boy.
saying.
It's your face.
Then put a tweet out about how great Giannis is. You don't dig this up. Jaylen Brown's right. Look, I was tired of this beef before it started. I'm certainly not going to give it any more energy now. Jaylen Brown's right. And he had the right to tweet that, too. Screw you, Nike. I mean, come on.
Shoe on the other foot, you'd love it.
What do you mean? What shoe?
If it was Jaylen Brown getting backed up by blank brand with nothing childish about 59, you'd love it.
Maybe, but as it stands now, it's lame to me. You may be right about that because I would dial into the drama.
Yeah.
But for this, it's like, why are you? It feels like they're picking. Yeah, I guess you're right because it does feel like they're picking on Jaylen Brown for what?
Also, Jaylen Brown basically blaming Nike for him not getting on Team USA basketball.
Well, clearly he's right if they're this petty.
Yeah, and he has his beef with both Nike and the Three Stripes as well, all the major shoe brands.
Yeah.
So it doesn't stop with Nike. I stand the same way. Giannis is a guy that'll run through a wall, hyper competitive. And if he pulls that ish and then you get in his face, you're like, dude, relax. Why are you taking us so serious? Like, shut up. So I think I didn't like what he pulled, but I like this from Nike. I like brand stepping up, having backing their guy. Again, if it was Jaylen Brown, he has his own shoe completely that he built. If it was that brand doing the same thing, I'd be on board with it.
Are we going to have that conversation about that shoe? The Jaylen Brown.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
I don't think it's bad. I don't love it. I would take that over the D Books. The Devin Bookers are like, they want Nike SBs or like skate shoes to be basketball shoes. Just like a weird look to me.
It's like a low cut.
Love the Jaws. I love the new Giannis's. The new Giannis's are my pickleball shoes. I go yammering on those. Oh, hell yeah, bro.
You love some Giannis. I didn't know you were a pickleball player.
Big.
You're a real athlete,
weeks off.
man. You're a real athlete.
There's a reason. It's me and a bunch of 7-year-olds. They kick your ass. They don't move an inch, and they kick your ass.
I want no parts of it.
I'm proud of you. You didn't need the timer on this one. Next subject. So the Rays are going to play the 2025 season at the Yankees spring training ballpark.
Yep.
Steinbrenner Field in Tampa. Of course, after the hurricanes that tore apart Tampa and South Florida, a lot of it. Roof was ripped off. Now, there is an insurance policy to get it redone, but they plan to tear down this ballpark and build a brand new one anyway.
Right.
It's buying time. What gets me is, like, if you're a Rays fan, you're going to spend your summer going to a spring training park. If you're an Oakland A's fan, an athletics fan, you're going to spend your time going to a minor league ballpark.
It's terrible.
One is for A's having awful ownership and just an FU to one of the best sports cities that love their city. The other one, Tampa, I get it. And there is that, like, how much money are you going to put in if you're going to build a brand new one?
I also read that the Yankees are getting mad bread off the Rays playing there, too.
Well, they own the field.
joint.
They own the joint. Everything.
I want to be sensitive to what the reality is in that area when I say what I'm about to say, because look, the Rays are, they're printing money. They're fine. They're going to be fine. But there are people down there in that area still hurting. We actually work with a Rays fan, our director, Greg, who's a great guy. And I've met a couple Rays fans along the way in my lifetime, and they're all fantastic. So I don't want to throw any shade to people that are going through real things in that area after that hurricane. But I say all that to say this. The Rays have a bigger problem than this or building a new joint or anything. I still don't think any fans are going to show up to those damn games. I don't understand it. And that's why I wanted to show love to the few Rays fans that I actually know, because they're great fans. But all of us that live in that area, where does it matter where they play? Because you don't go any damn ways. I was actually shocked to hear that they weren't going to fix this joint because they were building a new one. Building a new one for what? No one's showing up anyways. The Marlins tried this. They have a beautiful venue. And guess what happens? It's empty. And you can't say when they win, you fill it, because when they win, it's still empty. It's the same for the Rays.
Thanks for leaving me 50 seconds.
Sorry.
I'm with you on. No, you're good. I was actually impressed you left me with that. Yeah, no one's going to show up. They're going to have a brand new ballpark in 2028 worth $1 billion. I actually like this move. They're not building one, because think about how scarce resources are to rebuild houses, businesses, for people that need it.
That's right.
I'm happy that none of that's being wasted on building a ballpark. No offense. And rebuilding it. Now, jobs depend on that, but people need homes. People need their small and local businesses back. That is more important to me than rebuilding a ballpark.
Sure.
So I'm actually happy the Yankees are letting them use their spring training. And maybe some of the Yankees take some of those proceeds, donate it back to relief fund. I like that this is happening a ton.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And build a new ballpark in 2028 worth over $1 billion. Look at that. Beat the buzzer again. All right, third one. Christian Barmore back at Patriots practice Thursday for the first time since being diagnosed with blood clots. Training camp in July. Now, this doesn't mean he's back on the team.
Right.
Once he's officially designated to return from the non-football injury list, the Patriots have a practice window of 21 days to activate him to the active roster. If they don't elevate him, he can't play for the team this year. This is huge for Christian Barmore, the human being. Like, blood clots is scary. David Andrews lost his entire 2019 season to this. The fact that he's back and can even participate in football activities is really big.
Yeah.
Before we even get into the football aspect of it, I'm happy to hear that Christian Barmore can play again, that his health is in a good enough spot that he can do this.
Yeah, I completely agree. Listen, you covered all the human aspect of this, so I'll go to the football field aspect of this. I know there are people suggesting, why would you bring him back? You should tank, get a top 3 pick, whatevs. They're clearly not doing that, okay? If they were going to tank, this wouldn't even be possible. They would just say, we're shutting him down the rest of the way. That's the end of that. The fact that he is working his way back, and he is likely going to play again this season, and I think play very well, is great for the person, yes. But also, for those of you who want this team to tank and lose games, it's not going to happen.
Including me.
I think including you, I think him being back on the field tells me that this team's going to win a few more games this season. Now, what does that mean? Do you fall out of the top 5? Probably. Do you fall out of the top 10 in the draft? That remains to be seen. Because if this team is picking at 10 or above, 11, 12, you screwed yourself. But this guy coming back gives you a chance at that. You're going to win more games with him in the lineup because he's an absolute stud.
Falling out of top 10 would be terrible.
It'd be terrible. But you can see it. I know you see the vision. This team's going to win a few more games, and they're picking right at 10. And it's like, get us in that top 5.
Just get Kelvin Banks is my priority number 1 in the first round. Priority number 2 is you could get Kelvin Banks and extra draft picks. If option 3 is you get Will Campbell, that's a failed draft,
good.
And that's not good for the team. What this says to me, we'll see if he even gets activated, if it's even worth it, too. Like the ramp-up period and everything. But it's like he has 21 days. He's coming back from blood clots. He hasn't done anything football since July. It's going to take a while. Like, there's a month right there. That's why they give it 21 days. And then after he's activated, you still need to ramp him up in practice to get ready for a game. What is it? It's November 14th, 15th right now. Tag into it. It's early December. Coming out of their bye against the Colts, maybe that's when he sees action.
Makes sense.
Cardinals, Bills, Chargers, Bills. Maybe that last game against the Bills. I like that he's back and healthy. I hope it doesn't translate to him playing games for the sheer fact.
You want a better pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
The best thing for this team.
I get it.
The best thing for this team. Duggar's been out. Jabril's not with the team. Barmore, I'm happy he's healthy. You need a better pick. And then all of a sudden you have your spots. Barmore in the middle.
Yeah.
Keon White, Anthony Jennings, Christian Gonzalez, Kyle Duggar. And you have to add to this defense in other spots.
No doubt. Hey, right at the buzzer, baby. Let's go.
Look, who you see who's respecting the buzzer.
That's it. It's not me saying, and another thing.
And I'm like, no. You want more on the Christian Barmore conversation? Check out the latest episode of Foxborough Rush, available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts. If you're on the Nesson YouTube page, hit the subscribe button as well. Leave a comment, and we'll bring that into the conversation. Again, that's Foxborough Rush. Michael Lombardi joined the show on the latest episode and had a lot to say about the Crafts calling around the league, trying to help and develop their rookie quarterback. All right, so Patriots this Sunday. Won't be any Christian Barmore in this game.
No, not this one.
If there is, I'll be absolutely shocked. Hosting the Rams, 1 p.m. kickoff.
Yep.
Patriots 3-7, have won 2 of their last 3.
Yep.
The Rams at 4-5, coming off that Monday night loss against the Dolphins, where the Dolphins shocked a lot of people, including myself. What are you looking at this? Patriots looking to win 2 in a row, first time all season. To me, more importantly, they win 3 of 4 this late in the season. That's a drastically improved team, especially against a quality opponent like the Rams.
I appreciate those numbers. 2 in a row, 3 out of 4. None of it's going to happen. Okay, they're going to lose.
I like it.
I think in this game, you will see the difference of elite versus, well, you're not terrible. And here's what I mean. Sean McVay is an elite coach in this league, and they're coming off a loss. I mean, that was a bad loss to the Dolphins, one that I predicted, so I'm happy. But at the same time, the Rams should have won that game. We all understand that. So now you get a great elite coach coming off of a loss. You get Matt Stafford, who is an elite quarterback in this league, going against a competent, but that's it, head coach in Jerod Mayo. He's not elite. We don't know if he's good. We don't know anything. We just know he's competent because we saw him against Moron in Matt Eberflus, and he wasn't that. Okay, great. Competent. Check. I'll take it. Drake May has the ability, has the talent, has the ceiling to be great, to be elite, but he's a rookie. Mm-hmm. So right now it is what it is. Great head coach, great quarterback, going against Midland at best. Playing well, but Midland at best. That's the difference in this game. I trust McVay and Stafford more. With that being said, because of that competency from Jerod Mayo, because of the playmaking we have seen from Drake May, I think the Patriots hang in there. I'll give you a score. I'll go 23-16 Rams. I think it's a boring defensive game. I think the Patriots hang in there, but they never have a threat of really winning it or taking the lead. I could see the Rams going up early. I like that young, opportunistic defense the Rams have. I could see them causing issues, stifling the run, pressuring Drake May. But Drake May still makes a play here or there. Joey Sly kicks a couple in. Competent, but not enough horses. 23-16 Rams.
So the Patriots have won 2 of their last 3. Jets win. Overtime loss to the Titans.
Yes.
Beat the Bears.
Yes.
Those are 3 really bad teams. The Bears are worst of them, and that's saying a lot about the Bears, especially their offensive existence. Yes, this Rams team's coming off a loss against the Dolphins. People are shocked. You're working 2 starting offensive linemen back in who have been lost to injury since the beginning of the season. The reason they were 4-4 going in, again, is missing those offensive linemen, missing a Cooper Kupp, a Puka Nacua. They're getting healthy, and there is just going to be a vast difference. Again, let's go over this again. The Jets, led by an interim head coach. Mm-hmm. The Titans by a first-time head coach and no quarterback. And then the Bears, led by a lame duck head coach and an offensive coordinator that was later fired. This is Sean McVay, Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. Mm-hmm. I do like your 16 for the Pats.
Okay.
Flip your first 2 digits. You said 23?
Oh, wow.
Give me 34-16.
Wow.
Rams. The separation is going to be real. The mistakes won't be there. Look, the Bears had 0 offense. The 15-10 Dolphins loss for the Patriots, where we're watching, and I'm like, I wanted to just honestly just start walking home.
Worst game of the year.
Like we're in Watertown. I live in Charlestown. I wanted to do that entire walk.
Worst game.
Barefoot. I'd rather do that than watch that game. The Patriots had 299 total yards of offense. They were running the hell out of the rock.
Yeah.
The Bears on Sunday they didn't even break 130 total.
9 sacks, wasn't it?
9 sacks, 22 pressures allowed. Really bad offensive line. This Rams offensive line's healthy. And What the Titans did to beat the Patriots as well, they just ran the ball.
Yeah.
Feed Tony Pollard.
That's right.
That's Kyron Williams.
Oh.
That's what this dosage is for this offense.
Okay.
So it's more than the big, heavy hitters.
Yeah.
It's the guys that have been in the league for them for a little while and continually have been good. And all Kyron Williams does is 25 touches a game, 90-plus yards a game. Chip away, tire that defense, wear them out. When you have guys like Kupp, Nakua, Atwell, Whittington, Johnson, Robinson, all these names, all players because of this scheme, and it's the head coach of Sean McVay, I don't think it's going to be close. And again, we see where the Patriots fall when it comes to the bad teams of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're going to see the difference between a good team and a bad team. And this is one where you don't look at the record of the Rams. There's a difference of the Rams the first 4 weeks.
That's right.
And the Rams that we have seen the last 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, they're getting healthier. And look, it's almost like when we saw the Texans game, although Texans aren't writing home right now about anything, but at the same time, that is a much better team than the Patriots. Some could suggest an elite team when they're right. And it provided clarity. I mean, you saw the Patriots go up against an elite team in the Texans at that time, and we saw what that final score was. It sounds like that's where you're leaning here, is that separation, kind of what I was saying with McVay and Stafford, as opposed to Mayo and Drake May. You'll see that in this game, team totality-wise as well. I just think it'll be a little bit closer. But the score, even though I'm 23-16, I don't think the game play,
is that
the
close?
game feel will feel as close.
I get that. So we see the same thing.
Right.
Separation in teams. I'm not going to put too much into the defensive dominance of the Patriots because of how injured that offensive line was.
I think that's fair.
How awful the play calling was.
Yes.
The predictability of what the Bears were running as well.
Yes.
You just knew what they were going to do. And that's why this Patriots defense went from 5 sacks their last 4 or 5 games to 9 in one. In one game.
That's crazy.
24 pressures their last 4 games, I believe, to 22 in one game. So it's just
they're confident though.
Who have they played recently, and that's what the difference is to me.
They're confident. They're coming in this game confident.
And you get confident.
Get humbled.
You're punching. You're hitting your weight class.
Yeah.
Now you're moving up.
Fair.
You have confidence, and then you get that first punch to the mouth. Then that second,
man,
you go, this is different up here.
You got Tyson Paul
with the
on
big
your brain.
dogs.
I could tell.
What?
You're talking fight talk. You're thinking of Tyson Paul right now.
I'm sorry, I thought you compared the Rams to either Tyson or Paul. Yeah, peak Tyson.
Let's do that.
Peak Tyson.
Rams are peak Tyson. Hell
Rams are
no.
not peak Tyson. But
no.
Well, no, I'm not even. If it was actually real and it wasn't scripted, yes, the Rams are Tyson. The Patriots are Jake Paul.
Well, then the Patriots have a puncher's chance. They have a puncher's chance.
They have less than that.
Oh.
They got less than that. If the Patriots win this, they have a 2% chance to make the playoffs. And there are people out there that go, Barmore's back. No.
Okay.
No.
I'm not going to entertain it.
Thank you.
But I will say this.
Here we go.
I will say this.
Yep.
If they win this game, we have to entertain it.
No.
We don't have to agree with it.
No.
We have to entertain it.
Why?
Because
you have 2% chance?
No. Look at the AFC. It's not as dominant as we thought. Hell, even the dominant team in the AFC ain't that dominant. They don't look like a juggernaut. We'll see if they three-peat. But no one can disagree that the Chiefs don't look peak Chiefs. So all of a sudden, the AFC's a little more wide open than we thought. All I'm saying is, if they beat the Rams, you have to entertain it.
What am I entertaining here?
At this point right now, we don't need to entertain it.
No, what am I going to entertain if they beat the Rams?
I think if they beat the Rams and you start hearing, hey, the percentage, whatever it is, goes up for the Patriots to make the playoffs, you can't poo-poo it like you just did.
Okay.
You just poo-pooed it.
No.
If they beat the Rams, you can't poo-poo it.
I will.
There's no poo-poo.
I will.
What?
I just wanted to make sure because you said Chiefs and you said wide open AFC.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure. And you're a smart guy.
What?
I heard Chiefs wide open AFC. And
you thought I was comparing Patriots to Chiefs?
I just did not know. You were like playoffs and wins.
It was too many things.
Look, but you know why, Trav? Because you say that, and I completely understand what you just said. There are people that look at that and they go, all you got to do is get in.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Well, you got to beat the Rams, first of all.
And there's going to be...
Neither one of us think that's
There will be a sub-500 team in the postseason.
Maybe.
Bengals, Rams.
Dolphins.
Maybe. And even that, they beat the Rams. They're going to South Beach the week after. That Dolphins team at home. And you know where I stand on games in South Beach.
Yeah.
How cold it is here in Boston.
Right.
Sitting in the 30s, low 40s. Oof. Go down to Miami. It's 80. Sunny. Drinks flowing.
Can we go down
King
there right now?
Tootsies.
Can we do that right now? A little.
Who's stopping us?
A little. What's that sugary drink they drink down there? What's it called?
Not a mojito.
Not a mimosa. No. Oh yeah, a mojito.
Mojito is mint and tequila.
That's it.
I'm a big mojito guy.
Mojito. You
don't want to have too much mint though; it backs you up. Patriots.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
I did not learn the hard way.
I told you can't poo-poo it.
I'm gonna poo-poo it because the Patriots are gonna lose 34-16.
Probably right.
Okay, thank you. 2% chance if they win. Hey, make sure to join the chat. Call in the hotline, 617-790-0928, or email us at thechat@nesson.com. And remember, Boston's Enter the Chat available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon Prime, wherever else podcasts are found. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well. Leave a comment, join the convo. You can do that at YouTube comment, emailing the chat, or calling into the chat as well. 2 sub-500 teams.
Yep.
Well, 2 teams that will make the playoffs, in my opinion, in the AFC. Bengals, Chargers, Sunday Night Football.
Fighting for the playoffs.
Dude, Chargers just slowly chipped away to get to 6-3.
Harbaugh.
This team was terrible last year. Would they win 5 games?
Yeah, well, their coach was a moron. It shouldn't even count. It shouldn't even count.
Insane how long of a leash Brandon Staley had. But they're 6-3, and there wasn't too much of a makeover this roster. They subtracted more than they added. Yeah.
Yep.
Keenan Allen, no longer there. Their running back, main guys, J.K. Dobbins. On defense, it's the same dudes with some additions on the back end. But they had to shed a lot of cap space. They had to hit a soft rebuild. They're 6-3. This team's good. This is an interesting matchup, though.
Look at what a great coach can do, huh? I mean, isn't that just such a concept? Like, you bring in a real coach with a real experience, and you give them, look, it's a talented roster, but not as talented as we've seen Charger teams who have underachieved. I mean, that's their brand, isn't it?
Yep.
They fade down the stretch. They choke the season away in December, and you're left there holding an expensive bag of all these talented players. Harbaugh shows up. They're not quite as talented as they've been with those underachieving teams, and all of a sudden, voila, the light bulb goes off. Your quarterback's more efficient. Your defense, look, I don't love the Chargers defense, but it's not gonna lose them games. If they don't make the playoffs, it's not because the defense let them down. Defense is good enough as far as I'm concerned. Even though I don't love them, I know their rankings are high. I don't buy that. I watch the games. I don't love their defense. With all that being said, I'm taking the Bengals. I just loved up all over the Chargers, and I'm taking Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase because I don't give a damn how good your defense is. You got Harbaugh. You have Justin Herbert. You look like a playoff team, and I do believe the Chargers will finish strong down the stretch, unlike the past. I think that's what Harbaugh brings to you. However, you don't have Joe Burrow and you don't have Jamar Chase. And the Bengals are playing for their playoff lives. They're playing better lately. Give me the Bengals in this spot. I'll take them 30-26. Burrow, Chase. That's the difference in the game. That's the difference down the stretch.
Chargers is 6-3. Their wins: Titans, Browns, Saints, Broncos. Broncos quality win. Carolina, Vegas. Their losses: Steelers, Chiefs, Cardinals. The Bengals are a quality team.
They are.
Despite how their defense is terrible.
Their defense is awful.
They went shot for shot with the top 3 team in the NFL in the Ravens.
Yep.
To me, it comes down to the discipline we could see on this Chargers defense. And where I did like the Bengals to cover. I like the Ravens to cover the last time we saw them on the field, taking on the Bengals. Outthought myself, should have just went over. Went with the over because I thought this Bengals defense is that bad. The lack of execution on the back end of that defense by the Ravens is what led to that shootout, the high scoring, had that game go down to the wire.
Yeah.
The Chargers don't make these miscues. They are a top 5 defense. They've had great play in their secondary. And because of that, I think there would be that separation, especially in a game with a 1.5 point spread, where the Bengals are the 1.5 point dog. So I wonder, you could go money line.
I'm going money line. You know me. They call me money line Trav. You already know what it is.
And you're getting it a little better than even money.
Yeah.
But with the Chargers at home, it's Jim Harbaugh and the discipline of this defense. I don't think they give those opportunities to Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Now, they've been absurd. They have done everything. And on the reverse of it, though, this Chargers team, they should play suffocating, smash-mouth football where Justin Herbert doesn't have to be the hero.
Harbaugh.
And it's a classic. How do you beat Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase? How do you stop them? Keep them on the sideline.
Yep.
I just think the Chargers, how disciplined they are, how good their offensive line is as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think they beat the Bengals. And in a game where the total's in the 47.5, I do lean under on this one.
Yeah.
And it could be a 24-21 final. You will sweat the under.
Yeah.
I just think that the Chargers will not give the same opportunities we saw that Ravens defense do. That's why I like the Chargers. It's the defense, man.
I think that's fair. I can't sit here and argue with you for taking the Chargers. I get it. What does concern me with making my pick in one breath where I'm telling you Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are the alpha and the omega, and that's the reason why I'm taking the Bengals, because I don't think anyone on planet Earth can stop those two. In the same breath, their running game, the Bengals, their running game is absolute trash, okay? When Joe, I'm a Joe Mixon fan. When Joe Mixon, they decided to just let him walk, and he went to the Texans, I said, well, advantage Texans, they have a bona fide run game now because that kid's a stud. And what are the Bengals going to do at running back? I'm looking at the draft. I'm looking at how they're going to fill that hole. You can't just replace a player of that production with just nothing. And that's exactly what they've done. This guy, Chase Brown, sucks. Okay, I'm sorry. They have no running game at all. So Harbaugh's such a great coach. He could come in here and just be like, look, we just got to figure out how to take away the big play. Mm-hmm. Don't let Burrow and Chase beat us, deep. You can't stop Jamar Chase. You can't stop a Joe Burrow, but we can take away those big plays. The Bengals have no running game to speak of. So if sort of your game plan here, your game script for how the Chargers win that, I mean, the Bengals can't do that. They can't run the ball and play the time and possession game. So they could be in trouble in that way if it's a methodical, sort of slow, gritty game, I guess. They're not going to win that. But I'm anticipating fireworks show, and there's nothing you can do to stop Burrow and Chase, including stopping them from getting the big play. I think they can get it anyways.
You hate running backs, don't you?
I hate running back. I love running backs.
Tony Pollard.
I just said how him.
Tony Pollard.
Okay, let me explain
you
this.
called him a jag.
He is.
He's not.
Yes, he is. This is why you think I hate running backs. It's because
Chase
I'm not
Brown.
putting Tony Pollard or Chase Brown. Chase Brown sounds like a country music singer. He ain't no damn running back.
Probably is.
See? So, no. I love running backs. It's the ones that are special that I love. It's the scrubs and the jags that get no respect from me.
You have to respect the guys that just go out there, grind away. Like you hated like a Tyrone Tracy with the Giants.
Bum.
No.
Bum.
Under $1 million.
Bum.
GM
George. There it is.
Like I would live with a Chase Brown, with a guy that is getting you just around 20, 22 touches a game and doing enough. Won't get into it. The fact is, you pointed out, limit the big play, and it's not even just getting beat deep.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase after the catch. You know what's a running back? Jamar Chase after the catch.
Yeah.
He's been the best receiver in football this season statistically.
Yep.
He is absurd. And it's basically if you keep them in check and let Andre Yosivas beat you, a Mike Gesicki, time to time, a Chase Brown, you live with that over Jamar Chase because as we see, those guys are game breakers, Burrow and Chase. Oh, and that opens up, everything else happens.
Yeah, none of those players you name can beat you. It's got to be Chase and Burrow.
You know what, though? If it's Joe Burrow with all those guys, it can be. But Jamar Chase, you take away like option A, and that's what will give you success. We got to sit. Next episode, put a pin in this. Our producer, Brendan.
Yeah.
Running backs, you say sucks or not. And
we'll just go through the list. It's easy for me. By the way, I'm going 30-26 Bengals over the Chargers. Give me a score.
I gave you the 24-21.
24-21? All right. That's a close game, bro.
No, it is. I don't think it's going to be easy. It's holding the Bengals to 21 right now, the run they're on, would be absurd by the Chargers.
That's a good game.
But it's by controlling the clock.
All right. Boring. I like fireworks better.
Justin Herbert will make big throws. What is Justin Herbert? Good quarterback?
Great quarterback.
Oh, okay, cool.
Great quarterback.
He's awesome.
I think he's better now being more efficient.
Well, they have they run the ball 52% of the time.
That's what I'm saying.
They average 30 rushing attempts a game. He's throwing it like 28.
I think that helped him. I think it helped him. you know?
So much. Offensive line, 3 first-round picks up there.
Well, Patriots, are you paying attention? Say it louder for the people in the back.
The system. Same thing. Green Bay Packers approach.
Yeah.
Get good receivers. A bunch of good. Quinn Johnson's had an uptick.
Yep.
Bunch of solid guys surrounded around a good, really good quarterback with a good offensive line.
The formula's there, George. It's not that hard. The blueprint's laid out for you. You just got to follow it. Elliot Wolf. Excuse me, Gerard Mayo. Excuse me again. I don't know what's coming over me.
These have been the comps for him coming out of college too, as Drake May, but it is when we're watching Sunday Night Football, Patriots fans watching Sunday Night Football. The Josh Allen comparisons, it's somewhat the gunslinger. It's more of what he does running the ball.
Sure.
The Justin Herbert comparisons is off schedule, off platform, throwing in or out of the pocket. When he's throwing the ball, he is Justin Herbert. And the immediate impact guy Herbert was right out of Oregon, getting into the league. That is a Drake May, Justin Herbert comparison everyone has to have. Hey, the tradition's going down at TD Garden November 20th. Of course, the tradition is an annual celebration of sports in Boston and a fundraising gala unlike any other. The athletes, the greats that come through Boston sports, they get initiated and inducted is better, into the Boston Sports Hall of Fame. This year's class is packed. Terry Francona, Dara Torres, Scott Hamilton, Dee Brown, Rob Gronkowski. Well, we caught up with Brad Park, a Hockey Hall of Famer, spoke with Adam Pellerin and Judd Surratt on the Hockey Hub podcast, head of the event, to talk about his legendary career with the Bruins and Rangers.
Obviously, your history in the game of hockey is vast. I'm wearing an Original Six T-shirt. You played for half of the teams on this list, the Bruins-Rangers, and closing out your career with the Red Wings. Let's just take it back to your battles against the Bruins when you were a member of the New York Rangers in the postseason in the Stanley Cup Final. What was it like going up against the big bad Bruins?
Well, the Bruins and the Rangers in the 60s went from the 2 worst teams in the league to the 2 best teams in the league. And, with the rivalry between New York and Boston, the Knicks and the Celtics, the Red Sox and the Yankees, and the Bruins and the Rangers, it was just a natural rivalry. And as the 2 teams got to be the top ones in the league, they really didn't like each other. If you walked into a restaurant or a bar and you saw, Boston Bruins sitting in there, you turned around and walked out. It was just that mentality that you had to have.
So I guess with that in mind, Brad, so when the trade happens in November of 1975, and for a lot of people, they may not have remembered that blockbuster, you come from the Rangers to the Bruins along with Jean Rattel and Joe Zanussi, Phil Esposito, Carol Vadnais head the other way and play for the Blue Shirts. How long did it take you before you were able to settle in with the Bruins?
Well, I think it wasn't the first night. I'll tell you that. The last place that I really wanted to go was Boston because when I was with the Rangers, I was got such animosity in my fan mail. The FBI used to walk me on the ice and off the ice in the Boston Garden because of the threats I would get. So I wasn't too happy when I first heard about it. And then, you kind of get a reality check because you start to get mad that the team that you belong to didn't want you anymore. And that was the attitude I took. I got a little mad and went to the Bruins and realized it was going to be a shock for them when I walk in the dressing room as well as Jean Rattel. So, but when we got to the rink, the first guy that came out of the dressing room to meet me out, under the stands was Bobby Orr, and that kind of softened the entrance.
Yeah, I want to get to playing with Bobby Orr in a second, but just in terms of when the trade happened, just doing my research, I mean, you were in Vancouver with the Rangers, and then the next game you played was in Vancouver with the Bruins, which is kind of crazy. That must have been an absolute whirlwind, just an unusual situation to say the least.
It was. I mean, we played in Vancouver and we beat them like 4-1. I think Jean Rattel was first star and I was second star. And then we go to Oakland and 7:30 in the morning, I get a phone call to come to the coach's room. And right then I knew I'd been traded. So because they don't call you at 7:30 in the morning to talk strategy. And when I walked up there, I said to Ron Stewart, I said, he opened the door. I said, "Where am I going?" He says, "You're going to Boston." I said, "Boston? I'm going to Boston?" I said, "Who am I going for?" He says, "Esposito." "I'm going for Phil Esposito?" I says, "No, you and John Rattel." I said, "John Rattel and I for Esposito? No, we got bad name. 2 for 2? No, we're throwing in Joe Zanuzzi." And it was like, "Oh, really?" And when we get to Boston or to Vancouver, we go back there to play. And, we hear the rumors in the morning. Wayne Cashman was so upset. All the stuff, the beds and the couches and everything in his hotel room ended up in the parking lot. So that was like, well, this is going to be interesting. And, but by the time we got there and we lost in Vancouver, we went to Oakland, played there next, beat them, and then went back to Boston, and, we kind of got on a tear.
Brad, when you went from one team to the next, and you mentioned, for a while the Bruins and the Rangers were at the bottom, and then they started to move to the top, and obviously you guys had a chance to meet in the Stanley Cup final. But was there anything that struck you that was different coming to the Bruins culture from the culture you had left with the Rangers?
Yeah, one of the things that was different is with the Rangers, the day of the game, we always had a team meal, and we all ate together. And with the Bruins, they didn't have a team meal. You kind of eat on your own. That was a little bit of difference. I think the other difference was the time it took to get to the rink. In New York, we lived out in Long Beach, about an hour and 15 minutes out of New York. We only went in for the games. In Boston, I ended up living in Linfield, and it was a 15-minute ride. So that was a huge difference, just the size of the city.
I do want to just get back to something that I read, which I thought was just a great story from right after you were traded to Boston. You talk about Bobby Orr being very gracious in your first meeting with him, but what was your first meeting like with Terry O'Reilly?
That's a very interesting thing. Prior to coming to Boston, I think it was a year before, Terry and I got into it. I was coming out of my zone with the puck. It was in New York, and I was making a pass, and he come from my left side, and as he came over, down he goes. And he's on the ice on his knees, and I take his head and I jam it into the ice, and I split him up the middle. And he comes after me, and we end up, in a wrestling match, we end up on the ice, and he's on top of me, and we're like nose to nose, and he's bleeding on me. And he said, "You jammed my head in the ice." I said, "You're goddamn right." I said, "You tried to break my ankle and fall on it." He said, "I did not. I'm just clumsy." So now for the next 2 games we played against them, right, is every time I played, it was on the ice with Terry, I was dancing like Baryshnikov in the ballerina. He was taking runs at me, and I'm doing pirouettes and everything to get out of his way. So now we haven't played each other in the year I got traded. And I walk into the dressing room, and there I go walk around, I put my hand out to say hello to Terry, and he puts his hand out, and he pulls it back, and he says, "I owe you." And I said, "Yeah, you probably do." So once a month, for a number of years when I was there in practice, every once in a while he would cold cock me and knock me on my ass. And I'd look up to him and say, "We done yet?" He said, "Not yet." That was Taz.
What did Cherry have to say?
Cherry didn't know anything. It wasn't like he took a real cheap shot at me, but he just knocked me on my ass, right? And Cherry was all for that, right?
That's fantastic that he was able to stick up with you. Brad, I know it was just such a limited amount of time that you and Bobby Orr were together, but when you finally had a chance to play with him as a teammate, was there something in particular that really stuck out?
The idea was, as Don Cherry said, one of you is going to be on the ice all the time. That's what we want to do. You will be together on the power play. So we were on the power play, and Bobby always played the right sides, and I did too in New York. But but with Bobby, I moved to the left side, and up front we had Wayne Cashman, John Rattel, and John Busick. You had 5 guys that were very good with the puck, never panicked, could thread the puck through skates, over sticks, between legs. And the power play was just, Bobby, neither one of us would have a problem gaining the zone. So we always got in the zone under control, and then we just move it around. And I believe that the power play was like 50% for the 10 games that we played together.
Shout out Brad Park, an absolute legend. Make sure to check out new episodes of Hockey Hub for the Brad Park interview. Check out episode 10 of the Hockey Hub, available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else podcasts are found, with new episodes dropping every Tuesday and Thursday. Talking hockey, great moment. So a lot of away teams in the NHL, when they're playing the Rangers, they practice at the Chelsea Piers because MSG is so busy, you can't get ice time for the away squads. So the San Jose Sharks were in town, and they're sharing the Chelsea Pier locker room with adult rec players.
Okay.
And there's no private room there. So what happened was, we'll pull up the video now for those watching on YouTube, 65-year-old personal trainer, head coach of the Sharks, went up to him and go take some shots from our guys. Macklin Celebrini, former BU Terrier, won the sickest shots in the NHL, went top shelf right away.
Yeah.
And this guy was like, man, that's different. The coach also was like, hey, talk to our players, talk to the team. He's like, me? But I think that's a cool experience all around.
Absolutely.
Like, shout out the Sharks. They're one of the worst teams in the NHL, but shout out to that coach, like seeing that and going, you know what? Like, talk to our guys. I think it speaks to the humility in hockey that you come across.
Yeah, that team stinks so bad. That guy could clearly get some run on that team. I know he's older, but take all the help you can get, Sharks, please.
I also like, Trav, I'll always heat check you time to time. You're like, yeah, I saw the video. Yeah, he was holding his own.
I thought he did good. He's 157 years old. I know the first shot he just froze and it went, Nyink! But he had to get the feel for the speed.
He did. It's
you
true.
know what I mean?
And it is Celebrini.
For his age, he stood on his head, man.
Yeah,
he balled out.
Fair. Look at that. You're wrong on running backs. I'm wrong on calling him. Saying
Bro,
he did that.
I'm 20-some years younger than him, and I couldn't do that now. That's an inspiration to me.
Let's say you're in that setting. You get an opportunity to do blank pro, college, sports setting. If it's on a field, what would it be to you?
All right, you know what's tough about this question, because this is a great question. I'm such a fight fan, and that's my favorite sport above all is combat sports, boxing, MMA, the whole deal, right? So anytime there's like a question about sports, if you could, what would you do? I'm always like, I'd love to be a heavyweight champ of the world or whatever. But your specific question here.
This is like you are scoring a touchdown, Lambeau leaping,
yes, I don't want to.
Hitting a home run over the green monster.
I don't really want to be in the ring with any of these monsters, even if I'm winning.
You can't enjoy it. You can't enjoy it.
Yeah, you're still getting punched or kicked or whatever, right? So screw fighting. I tell you where I'm going to go here. My passion, my love for college football. Mm-hmm. And, George, it's not even on the field making a play. I just want to run out of the tunnel. I want to be one of the players running out of the tunnel in one of these amazing college football atmospheres.
Give me one.
It could be anywhere. It could be Death Valley. It could be.
Give me one.
It could be Notre Dame touching the play like a champion sign. It could
Michigan
be FSU
hitting the banner.
When like USC with the Trojan dude with the sword in the middle of the field, and you're running out of the tunnel. Like all that. Virginia Tech, when they play Enter Sandman, I've been there covering that. But to run out of the tunnel when that's happening, how about something that's close to me and you? Wisconsin, Camp Randall. They start playing jump around.
To be on the field.
And the players are all hyping them up. That'd be great. So one of those, it doesn't have to be one. I'll take any of them. College football, the pageantry you get in the pregame, I would want to be a part of that. And I think some of these schools you could probably pay some money and do it, but I ain't paying no money. I'm just giving an answer.
There definitely is that you can pay to
right.
It's some college. I like that. So I will go. Like you say, the fighting thing, you can't enjoy it.
No.
Give me punt returner for the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field.
Oh, this is specific.
Night game, snowing, punt return touchdown right into a Lambeau leap. Lambeau Field is loud. It is one of the sickest stadiums you'll ever be in. I was lucky enough to watch a lot of football games and cover them there. Every game I covered, I would go down at halftime, find an empty spot, and stand there and watch the third quarter from in there because it's a Lambeau Field. How do I stay in the press box? I would do that. And as someone that when I did Frozen Fenway, right?
Yeah.
I was able to walk on the outfield because everything was covered, walked up to the Green Monster. I think playing center field or left, honestly, outfield at Fenway Park with the view of the Green Fenway Park, the tranquility, in the breaks in the game.
Yeah.
It's a bouncing Fenway Park. And that opportunity to jump and rob one off the wall, whether it's up against a Green Monster, going over the wall in right field, something like that. You give me that, I think that'd be absolutely amazing.
Okay, I solved this whole thing.
Oh, I have one more, but go.
I solved this whole thing. We can make both of these things happen in real life right here, okay? Red Sox. How about our boy just takes a couple reps out in the outfield, right, at Fenway? We can arrange that. And then Boston College. I mean, can a brother rob the eagle and run out of the tunnel? We can arrange both of these things, George. That's all I'm saying. Dreams do come true. It can happen to me and you.
People that'd be cool, for a young kid to do. It's your old ass.
I'm old as hell rubbing the eagle. Let me rub the eagle.
They're like, what's up with that guy? What's wrong with him?
I'm like,
why are they... What happened? How much is he paying? Is Boston College tight?
Billy O, put me in the game, dog. Billy O.
Last one. Buzzer beater.
Oh.
Inside the Fog Allen Fieldhouse.
Oh.
You hit one for KU, or you go reverse. Away team and you silence them. Upset. Yeah.
I think NKU.
You want it to pop, though,
Yeah.
so inside
Okay,
Fog
what
Allen.
kind of game winner, though? Like, are you cooking, like, ying, 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 and you go to a bucket? Or you Steph Currying?
Step back three.
Oh!
Steph Curry.
You hit it with the...
Yeah. Crowd pops. Yep, that'd be it.
That's dope. We both have college in our... Like, it's because I think that passion, that sort of pageantry...
That's what it is.
Right? It's not that they care more, but they kind of care more.
One more. Shout out to our director, Greg.
Yeah.
Got him here. He said, surprised he didn't go F1. One lap, Monaco.
That's the track,
lead.
huh? All right.
It's not like watching it. It's not a fun race to watch.
Yeah.
But if I've driven through Monaco, I've taken a trip out there. Monaco, different world, weird place.
Yeah.
Just the money. There.
Weird?
It's just the money.
Oh,
the money. It's not
richy.
real. You drive through, you're like, cool. Let me get out of here.
Yeah.
But how narrow those streets are, and then you're taking a massive car worth millions of dollars that can top up to 210 miles per hour, go 180 around turns.
Yeah.
You're taking it there. Qualifying's fun because you see those cars on that street and how fast they go.
Mm-hmm.
A lap around Monaco, which is the gem of Formula One racing, to me, that'd be sick. One lap.
Well, hell, if we're doing that, I'm going to get my Ricky Bobby on. I'm going to Talladega. Shake and bake. One lap.
We didn't give an NBA one.
I mean, we got to go Garden, don't we? TD?
MSG.
Oh, you're talking MSG. I'll go TD. Sort of your same college one, like buzzer beater. Tatum passes to me. I fake the Jaylen Brown, and then I pull it. Game. Blouses. Celtics win.
One more.
Well, you're going MSG, so it'd be the same thing. Except Brunson would pass to you.
Where would you hit a home run? Walk off, home run.
I mean, definitely World Series. Whew. I mean, you got to go Fenway over the. I'd love to bash one like old school out of Fenway, like just mash it. I mean, just hit it to Waltham, just crush a ball.
I'm a righty. It wouldn't work. If you crush one Oppo, Camden Yards off the brick building and right.
Oh, that'd be tough.
Right?
Yeah,
it's in
that's a
right
good
field,
one.
right?
Yeah,
yep.
That'd be tough.
See?
Yeah, I've seen that happen. It ain't no joke.
One more. Give me one more.
I mean, it was a home run derby, but it was still cool. I think Olympics would be cool. I'm not really into the Winter Olympics. Respect to everyone who is, so I'm not going there. But I would probably, I think like an individual sport. Maybe that's where I would go boxing. Like maybe like winning a gold medal in boxing or track and field. Some sort of individual sport. I can't swim, so I'm not throwing swimming in there. That's too unrealistic. But one of those individual sports where you're the centerpiece, where it's like, no, you're the best in the world at whatevs, I would take that. Gold medal.
Tennis, Wimbledon.
Winning
it on the grass in Wimbledon. That'd be sick.
Masters for golf, or would you go somewhere else?
St. Andrews.
Pebble Beach.
It has to be the Masters.
Augusta.
That's a pinnacle of golf.
All right.
Hit like a sick shot.
Yeah.
Set a birdie on the 18th hole.
Yeah.
That walk, everyone knows you're going to get it.
Yeah.
That moment right there.
I know.
Walking up, it's you tap this in
Yeah.
and you win. There's pressure.
Yeah.
Not too much so that you can look around and enjoy it.
Sure.
Tap it, look up, and that tiger.
I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, I know we're dreaming and all, but in reality, I'll just settle for like a good putt-putt game. I mean, the last time I played, I was absolute trash.
No, I don't want you going here.
I was trash.
No.
Trash.
This is the dream.
Oh, I'm sorry. Screw you, reality. I was trash, though, bro. Like, the windmill. I was like, oh, this is easy. And I hit it. And
I always said,
how'd that happen?
If you could go pro in any sport, what would you want it to be?
Whew. I mean, in any sport, I don't want to get hit in football. I don't want to get hit in combat. Basketball dudes are cool. All right, I got it. I'd be a man of international mystery. Give me football. Not football, football.
Yeah,
I'd be a
you're
soccer
a rock star.
absolute rock star.
You think like Taylor Swift is big?
Bro.
Ronaldo, Messi?
Yes. I'd be
Mbappe?
one of them.
So I say that, yes, soccer is always my answer. You're an absolute rock star.
Right?
I have 3 in this. Soccer, because you're on top of the world.
Okay.
Golf, because what you do for a living, people do for retirement.
Facts.
Last one, snowboarding.
What?
Like face of snowboarding. Dude, you have no expectations.
You didn't go race car driver?
No. You have no one cares what you do. And you're like in the Swiss Alps, you're in Aspen, you're up in Canada.
Yeah.
Like those some of the most beautiful places, tranquil places on earth. Have you ever snowboarded?
Hell no.
Okay. I don't know,
No.
Johnny Tsunami
No,
did it.
listen, some stereotypes exist for a reason.
Yep.
Okay?
I'm just saying.
Brothers don't be snowboarding like that.
My buddy Kellen does.
Shout outs to him.
Out in Portland. He's a brother.
Can
Great
you name
dude.
any more? The defense restauranter. But I will say this, snowboarders have aura. Like the Flying Tomato dude, what's
Exactly.
it, Sean White? Bro got swag. I
Just
like
like
him.
you'll have 6 sponsors, you're living in a sick
Yeah.
place, you're traveling the world.
Yeah.
Soccer does that, F1 does that.
Yeah, I'm surprised you
Golf
didn't
does
pick like
that.
race car driver.
F1 would be sick.
You
And
live
I
on the
can't-
edge, too.
I love driving fast.
You got a need
man.
for
I love
speed.
driving fast. When I pull some moves, like I did one on Storo this morning, it was me neck and neck with this big ass GMC white pickup truck, and he won on the merge. But what
He
I did
won
instead,
on the merge.
yeah, he won. It's supposed to be zipper, so he actually broke the law, but he pushed me. Man, it's a big truck.
You guys hearing this?
This happened 13 years ago, by the way, statute of limitations. I kept riding the shoulder, cut him and the car in front of him off. Then I saw him try to go left lane. I went left on purpose, blocking him. I forgot to tell you this. New Jersey pettiness, you always say it.
Yeah.
Woke up with that this morning. Felt nice. Felt nice. He's Travis Thomas. I'm George Bilecki. This is Boston has entered the chat. Appreciate you guys for making us a part of your day. Hey, what's your dream sports scenario? Email us, thechat@nesson.com. Call in with a voicemail. Leave it. Describe it. 617-790-0928. Or tweet at us with hashtag the chat and join the convo. We'll see you guys next time.
I want to go fast.